Hi, I'm Mario Batali. Welcome to Italy, a culinary wonderland. Today I'm cooking for Mia from New York City. First ingredient, blood oranges. Next up, fennel. Next up, pine nuts. And lastly, extra virgin olive oil. Super important. Let's get cooking. We're back in the kitchen and ready to cook. This is for Mia from New York City, who chose blood oranges, fennel, pine nuts, and olive oil. The first thing I did, full disclosure, I took the pine nuts in a dry saute pan and toasted them over low heat until they became dark, rich, and golden brown. That intensifies the flavor and makes them far more interesting to me. Then we're gonna take fennel and we're gonna do it two ways. First, you chop up these. These are good for vegetable stocks and the fronds are really good for garnish. Now what you do to get two flavors out of fennel, because there's the airy, wispy, hi-hat tones when it's raw, and then when it's really cooked nicely and caramelized, there's a rich, almost unctuous, slightly licorice flavor to it. So I like both of those. So what we're gonna do is cut these into relatively thin pieces so they cook pretty fast. We get our pan up to a medium-high heat. We use extra virgin olive oil. We get the fennel in. We spread it out evenly like so. And then once you put it in the pan with a little bit of salt, let it be. Just let it be. So now, I have my other fennel over here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna shave it. Now these little mandolins are a little tricky. So make sure you use your guard, unless you become like me, in which case then you just go like so. Set it on it pretty thin. And we just shave it right in like that. And what you can do is do this with a knife if you don't have a mandolin at home. But these plastic Japanese ones are about 20 bucks and they're worth every penny. So you shave your fennel up nice and airy and beautiful and thin. Then over here in the corner, we're gonna make a little vinaigrette. So I'm gonna take a little bit of mustard, Dijon mustard. I'm gonna take the juice from one blood orange and I'm gonna stir that together. Then I'm gonna take extra virgin olive oil and drizzle that in to emulsify it. That's when the acid and the fat, the juice and the oil, create something that's almost a little bit thicker than it would look like if they were just separate. Now, as my fennel starts to pick up some of this magnificent color that I'm looking for, I'm gonna toss it like so. One of my favorite things to use with fennel are anchovies. We buy salted anchovies. We take them out of the can. We take the little bones out. You can also buy anchovy paste if you're in a hurry. What this does is adds a kind of complex umami-like salinity to the fennel as it cooks, and we really like that. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some chili flakes and 1 clove of garlic, sliced relatively thinly. This goes in the pan. I'm gonna add just a little bit more extra virgin olive oil over here where I put the garlic in. Toss it so that it really starts to pick up all of the flavors in the pan. The garlic, the anchovies, the hot chili flakes, and everything that I like. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna throw in a little bit of parsley and I'm gonna turn off the heat. Now back over here in Fenneltown, I have the blood orange segments from 2 blood oranges. I'm gonna toss them in like that. Over here, I'm gonna add a little bit of that blood orange juice to it to give it just a little bit more sweetness. And then I'm gonna take the zest from those blood oranges that I've cut into strips with my zester, and I'm gonna throw it in like so. And then I take all those fennel fronds that came from the top, and I'm gonna toss it. And you don't have to serve the fennel actually warm. You could cook this and even refrigerate it, but I'd bring it to room temperature before I took it to the table and put it on the plate. Because it's so evocative and so beautiful, you make sure sometimes you go even a little bit outside the plate's edge so that people get a feeling that this has fallen from the wings of poetry, not just some crazy chef. Now, what we're gonna do is take some Maldon salt and a little black pepper. We have made our citronette, as it were, with the blood oranges. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this and just arrange it on top of that. So we have the braised and the raw. And then what I like to do is take those toasted pine nuts and toss them in here with the sauce. Then pull it aside, and what we effectively have when we add just a little bit more extra virgin olive oil is almost a broken vinaigrette with all those pine nuts in it. Because that's going to give a lot of action to this almost purely fennel expression. So you drizzle it around like so, and take a couple more of those segments. A nice pile of the toasted pine nuts. Another drizzle like that. A little squeeze of the fresh juice over just to remind it that it's all blood orangey and delicious. A little black pepper. And there you have it. Braised and shaved fennel for Mia from New York City. Blood oranges, fennel, pine nuts, and extra virgin olive oil.